good with it, YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it. Real talk boxing. It's a privilege, an honor, and a blessing to be back with you beautiful people again. Errol Spence Jr. is a basic fighter. Manny Pacquiao can win, says Robert Garcia. Riberto. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I get what you're saying about Spence. He's a basic fighter. Unified welterweight champion. Basic fighter. Now, I'm not going to dispute the fact that Manny Pacquiao does have a good chance of winning. A lot of people don't think so, but I do. But is Errol Spence a basic fighter? I tell you what, if he is, then his basic skills are phenomenal. Phenomenal. You don't become a unified welterweight champion being a basic fighter. Here's what I believe Robert Garcia means. Errol Spence doesn't move much. He doesn't show much head movement. He's stationary. And he doesn't change locations a lot either. He'll shoot his combinations and stand right in front of you. A basic fighter, though, cannot beat Shawn Porter. All right? A basic fighter can't beat someone like Danny Garcia. A basic fighter can't beat someone like Kell Brook when he fought Kell Brook. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he was just down and out, beat down, and just ripped to shreds by Triple G. You can't be a basic fighter and beat Kell Brook. Sorry. So if he's a basic fighter, Riberto, no hate on you, brother, because I like you, bro. I like you and your stable. If he's a basic fighter, then what is your little brother, Mikey Garcia, who lost against Errol Spence Jr.? Now, granted, Mikey was coming up. He had a set of cards. Nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence. Mikey said, hey, man, I'll fight him. Whatever, man. I'll fight him. Who cares? I'll fight him. And I like that, man. I like that grit. I like that tenacity. I like that brave. I like brave fighters, man, who dare to be great. But if Errol Spence is basic, Robert, then what is baby brother? I mean, I like Mikey Garcia. I think he's a great fighter. I think the size differential posed a great threat and a great difference in the fight. I think the size and the strength difference is what got Mikey Garcia beat. But then if you go back and watch the fight, you see Errol Spence actually boxing in that fight. Said he wanted to show another side of his arsenal when he fought Mikey Garcia. That was a really good fight. Really good fight. Somebody actually streamed that live on Instagram. I remember watching it on Instagram, the whole fight. It's the one that they didn't take it down, but it went all the way through. So it was a blessing. So I understand what my man Robert Garcia is saying. And I agree with him. Pacquiao can win this fight. He can. He can win it with movement. He can win it with activity. He can win it with lateral movement and keep the bigger, stronger Errol Spence turning. Whether or not he can pull it off, I don't know. I mean, there's people out there saying that Manny Pacquiao is a bigger puncher than Errol Spence. I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that. Because honestly, when has Manny Pacquiao had a knockout? What was it? 2009, 2010? Somewhere around there against Miguel Cotto. That was a TKO stoppage. And even that was questionable. It was in the 12th round. You know, the ref kind of jumped in while he was still punching. So, but nevertheless, it's been a while since he's had a knockout. So is the power still there? Has the power diminished as he's gotten a little bit older? Don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and say that now, you know, he doesn't have a stronger punch than Errol Spence. I didn't think Errol Spence looked perfect in his last fight against Garcia, Danny Garcia, that is. But he came back from a long layoff and a pretty bad car crash. So, you know, even his eyes didn't look right to me. It looked like one of his eyes was just a little bit lazier than the other. But now to me, he looks like he has his wits about him now more that, you know, that I see him train recently. His eyes are open. Hopefully he's cut down on that drinking, man, because in the past, man, Errol, he would come to press conferences. He would come to fights and get up and speak and be drunk as a skunk. Be lit. Be lit. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he's cut down on that and chilled out and got back to the basics. Him being a basic fighter, like Robert Garcia says. But I tell you this, if Errol Spence is basic, he's one of the best basic fighters I've ever seen in my life. But Robert, I get it. I understand what you're saying or what you're trying to say, but I think he's way more than a basic fighter. I think there's things that he could do more of. He stated that I don't really have to move my head. When I have to move my head, I will. You know, when I have to have good defense, I will. When I have to box, I will. Well, I mean, I've only seen it once against Mikey, but you might have to do that against Pacquiao just a little bit. But against Pacquiao, he's going to have to be aggressive. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. And everything has to come after the jab. That's how I think he can beat Manny Pacquiao. But it's not going to be easy. Regardless if Pacquiao's 42,000 years old. But Errol Spence, I'm sorry, Roberto, he is not just a basic fighter. Never mind my comment. Never mind my opinion. I want to know yours. Comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all. Fear none. God bless. Till the next time. Real Talk Boxing. We up and we out of here.